All right, so again, the rubric I'm going to use to grade you is on this first slide. It's right here. You can click on that and see how I'm going to grade you. It's the same rubric that they use for your end of course exam essay or TDA. My claim is here. I combined my claim and my reasons to write my thesis statement, which is what I'm proving in my essay. There's all my textual evidence. That's how you introduce evidence. You guys did not have to include the opposing viewpoint in your introduction paragraph, but everything else here should be in it in this order. This is my example introduction. This is the order of sentences in your body paragraph. Even if you don't feel like you write well, if you follow this pattern, you will be successful. And then all three body paragraphs are there now. I wrote body paragraph 2 in second block and 3 in fourth block. And as you can see, they increase in length as I go, because my third paragraph is about his change. And so I provided more textual evidence to show kind of a before and after. So you guys can read those when you have time to kind of help inform your body paragraphs as well. So let's talk about the conclusion. The purpose of the conclusion paragraph is to remind your readers of your argument and supporting evidence. It should not be very long. Just like your introduction, your conclusion is not going to be super long. So these are the 4 things that you need in your conclusion. 4 things could potentially be just 4 sentences. It does not need to be long. To start with, you can sort of start with a transition statement, in conclusion, in summation, whatever. Restate your thesis next. This can be slightly different than the one in your introduction. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you need to make sure that you are making the same point. Your claim plus your reasons, you can expand on the ideas you've been discussing and then make a connection back to your hook at the beginning of your introduction or your own experiences. Or this is also a place where you can include your own opinion of the story and your own experiences, okay? So to write my conclusion paragraph, I'm going to start by indenting, and then I'm going to say in conclusion, comma, and the next thing was to include my thesis statement. So I'm going to scroll back up to my introduction and copy that thesis statement. And put that here. In conclusion, and make sure you change that capitalization, the character of Rainsford in The Most Dangerous Game can be described as principled and determined because he persevered through both the internal and external conflicts in the story, which caused him to become a dynamic character. And then just to reiterate, because the next part is that claim and the reasons. So I'm going to scroll back up and look at my claim, which I've kind of already repeated in my thesis statement. So I'm going to give more detail on my reasons. So I'm literally going to copy and paste these and kind of make them work in my conclusion. And that's why, again, guys, I told you, if you do kind of the beginning work on this and you prepare.
Students in grade 9 through 11 with the last names A through B are to report for picture day at this time in the Fine Arts Center. At 9:30, C through D are to report. Again, this is grades 9 through 11 only, A through B at this time, at 9:30, C through D, Fine Arts Center.
All right, so last name. So my first 3, that's y'all. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A whole bunch of you have last name C or D, so like more than 10. So I'll send y'all at 9:30. Close my door. I can't reach it. Okay. So what I'm doing, guys, is literally copying and pasting my reasons into my conclusion, and then I'm just going to go back and edit that and kind of make it sound a little bit better. And I'm going to make my text smaller. As you can see, this is already quite a long conclusion, so I'm going to have to fix it. But I'm going to go ahead and just paste my reasons and then go back and reread and fix whatever I need to fix. Does that make sense? I'm kind of editing and revising as I go just because I want you to see more of a finished product. So in conclusion, the character of Rainsford in The Most Dangerous Game can be described as principled and determined because he persevered through both the internal and external conflicts in the story, which caused him to become a dynamic character. And then I'm going to take out the whole beginning here because I just said that. He is principled. He is principled because he did not give in to General Zaroff and kill people. And then I'm just going to put a comma here because it's the same idea. He is determined because he never gave up despite facing many obstacles. And I'm actually just going to make that a compound sentence. So he's principled because he did not give in to General Zaroff and kill people, and he's determined because he never gave up despite facing many obstacles. The character of Rainsford changes, and I'm going to say again, I'm just going to say Rainsford instead of all of that, because I already said some of this. So Rainsford changes through the conflict he experiences when he has to deal with his own guilt about killing animals and when he is hunted by General Zaroff, which helps him realize how it feels to be prey. Now, the last thing I need to do is then make that connection, either back to the hook or my own experiences or my opinion of the story. I really enjoyed this story, so that's how I'm going to sort of end my essay. And this is like one of those only times, guys, at the very end here where you can use first person and use I. So I'm going to say this story was, I don't know, enjoyable to read, and I was invested in what happened to Rainsford as he fought for his life. And that's it. That's how I would end this essay. That's actually probably longer than you're going to write, and that's fine. Yours doesn't have to be as long as mine, as long as you include those elements that you need. Any questions about your conclusion? A lot of your conclusions just kind of copying and pasting and reworking what you've already said. Okay? So